Hello, what's going on YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here, and I'm sorry for the noise in the background. There is a washing machine going. Finally got a washing machine in my house. It's pretty good. Anyway, Spyral deck profile. I was going to do another Spyral match, but this needs to happen now. Magician Souls and the whole legendary decks, legendary duelists, the heroes edition, you know, the one with all the protagonists and all that stuff. It's finally out, so I need to throw the profile out now. No, it is not going to have Magician Souls in it. By the way, at the time of recording this video, Magician Souls is about $90 to $95. Thank God I showed you guys that combo tutorial from about a week ago, you know, so hey, it's a good thing I'm here to show you that, hey, you don't need an expensive card like Magician Souls to play Spirals, because you have Scrap Recycler and all that good stuff. Now, don't get it twisted. Magician Souls is an amazing card. It may as well be called Spyral Souls. That's basically what the card is called. However, the card is ridiculously expensive. There's no denying that. It's expensive to the point to where I'm not even comfortable buying the card or even trying to pick up the card at that price point. Now, if I was playing multiple spellcaster decks and stuff, maybe, but that's the only deck I'm playing it in. I'm not playing, I mean, like, you could probably try to make use of it in Pendulums. I'm not sure. But even then, even if you could, I feel like there's better options. So, you know, for those of you who are here for the first time or didn't see that combo tutorial for Spirals, I'll have the iCard up there, up top, so you guys can go check that out, and so you know that, hey, yeah, even though Magician Souls is $90+, you don't really need it to play the deck, and you can still play it very, very consistently. Jeez, that noise. So, that being said, guys, with that, I'll do the deck profile, and then I'll go over some cards I would change for Magician Souls and other cards that people play. With post Magician Souls, I'll go ahead and talk about those as well during the profile. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, guys, starting off with this deck profile. 3 super agents. That is what we're starting off with. Purely because the deck is still Spirals, and Spirals as a deck still kind of revolves around this card. You know, otherwise cards like Spyral Tough and Spyral Double Helix wouldn't be named super agent while they're on the field or in the graveyard, because a lot of other cards and effects will, you know, need super agent to be on the field to be alive. So you kind of do want to, and it's just a free body, and if you're going second, you know, you can pop battles and things like that. You know, it's still a really nice card, even in 2020 standards. It's aged pretty well. So and pardon me for the noise in the background of this washer going. Finally got one in the house. So yeah, one Sleepy Boy. It's great. Obviously, it's a double Trident, and what can we really say about it? One Last Resort. You have to be careful with like Sleeper though, because you know, Lancia kind of stops you from summoning it. So that's something to keep in mind and look out for. One Drone, because legally stacking your opponent's deck is really absurd. I honestly don't think just being able to legally stack your opponent's deck, I honestly don't think that should be allowed, because of how strong that is. You know, you get deck knowledge, even though you don't know what's in your opponent's hand, you get to just see what your opponent's playing and just literally brick them. So, Drone is just incredibly strong. So even if it went to 3, like, honestly, I feel like we would still play 3. One Spyral Tough for going second. One Master Plan. I've seen a lot of Spyral lists play 2 Master Plans, and please let me know why 2 Master Plans are being played. Honestly, it's just like, I've played like 4 tournaments, including a regional with Spirals, and even after all of that playing, I am still just wondering why anybody wants to open Master Plan. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not like it has to be in the deck. You know, for Double Helix to resolve, it can be in the graveyard. But I guess if it gets banished, you can have access to a second one. But typically, the moment it hits the graveyard and it resolves its effect once, I think that's all you kind of need to do. Now, granted, if it does get banished by something like a Call by the Grave or DD Crow, then you wouldn't be able to get more like mission cards or whatever. But again, I'm just trying to figure out why do people play 2? I don't understand. Even after all of this time playing this deck, I don't understand the second master plan. You know, it's not like, you know, we're not playing multiple assaults or anything. So please tell me why people play 2 master plans, because I don't get it. So Orcus package. Oh man. Honestly, I think we can get away without playing World 1, but World 1 essentially just gives you that option. It basically means, you know, if any of these like get banished, you have a way to still cheese an Orcus combo, which again, DD Crows are running rampant. They're absolutely everywhere. So that's it for the Orcus monsters. 3 Scrap Recyclers and a Scrap Golem. This is what ties Orcus and Spirals together beautifully, very, very nicely. And so yeah, there's that. And again, it's very resilient to hand traps in a lot of ways, to where it's like, if it's pointless to hand trap a Scrap Recycler unless it's like a Ghost Ogre to get it off the field. So I even with Magician Souls finally out, I'm still playing this card with Magician Souls. But stick around to the end to know exactly what I think about Magician Souls, what I would take out for it, and other cards like War Arf Down and all that stuff. So Dangers, we have 2 Nessies, 2 Jacks, 2 Snakes, and 3 Mothman. So a lot of Spyral players really like the Mothman because it's a guaranteed discard. Now, in a Spyral deck, there's a lot of cards that you'll end up opening with in your opening hand that want to discard cards. And I understand that. However, I think I've only truly resolved Mothman's effect to discard, or to draw a discard once. And here's the reason why. It's because there's so many hand traps being played right now to where if your opponent didn't open one, it's almost always the next card on the top of the opponent's deck. And if you resolve, if you use this effect, they just basically got into a hand trap. Again, people are playing 9, 10, 12 hand traps in their deck on average. So it's like, you know, this, you have no idea how often opponents get into hand traps with Mothman. So yes, even though you can dig deeper into your deck, we just don't want our opponent digging deeper into their deck. So it's just an extra body for me. The only time I'll really truly use this effect is if I bricked. If I didn't brick and this gets discarded, I'm not using it, period, point blank. That's not happening. 2 random miscellaneous monsters, DD Crow as your search target for Recital Starling, and Jet Synchron as your foolish target for Scrap Recycler. Some people would play Mecha Fan Beast Oleon as a tuner, or just as the additional body, but again, with Jet Synchron, I play this over Oleon because there's a lot of cards in your hand that you want in the grave as soon as possible. If you open Master Plan, you want to discard it. If you have any Assaults or Rescues in your hand, you want to discard them. If you open any Orcus monsters, you want to discard them. There's a lot of things you just want to discard. So, and it's really good. It's very abusable. It's also level 1 to make Recital Starling with. I've made it for 3 with Drone, Quick Fix, and Jet Synchron. And actually boosted Appaloosa by 900 for the extra permanent negate. So it was nice. Now on to the spells. We got our 1 Resort. I don't play Terraforming in the deck. Again, I don't see the reason why you want to get to Resort as soon as possible without the assistance of Master Plan. I understand Resort's a powerful card, however, I don't like the idea of committing extra resources just to put it back in. So it's like you use a resource like Terraforming to search the Resort, and yeah, you get the initial search with Resort, but then you have to commit even extra resources to make Unicorn to put this back in, just to resolve Master Plan's double search. And so I feel like it's kind of counterintuitive. Yeah, you get to it faster with Terraforming and stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, you don't want to see it because it's not at multiples, and if you see it too early, you still need to make Unicorn to shovel it back in, which, again, it's just extra resources used for making Unicorn and then bringing back Master Plan. You have to go out of your way to bring that back and link it off and not bring back like double helix and stuff. It's just, I feel like it's too many hoops to go through to even warrant that. So I'd still want to just keep it in the deck and just get it with Master Plan. All you really need to do is resort once, honestly, because you have no problem getting the rest of your monsters. You really don't. One Big Red, one Assault, one Babel. There's a lot of one-of-us in this deck, so that's it for the archetype spells. Then you got your generic spells. You have 2 Foolish Goods. It's awesome if you see it, but it's no big deal if you don't, and you don't want to see too many at the same time, so 2 is a good number. Actual Foolish Burial, that's really strong. Send in Orcus cards, send Quick Fix, send Master Plan, whatever. 1-for-1 to access the Quick Fix or Drone. I've done that a couple times, just to stack the opponent's deck. So, yep. And Reborn. Again, I don't play card destruction for the same reason I don't resolve Mothman's effect to have both players draw and discard. Yeah, it loads up your grave. Yes, it gets you. It can potentially unbrick your hand if you quote-unquote bricked. You really shouldn't be bricking. But again, it's like if your opponent didn't have any hand traps, they're guaranteed to have it. One, if not multiples, after that card destruction and all that. So, again, I understand I don't get into my deck get any deeper, but my opponent doesn't get any deeper as well. So that's something I'm willing to accept that. So 3 rescues, 1 utility wire. A lot of Spyral players don't play this. I still kind of play it because it's really strong. It doesn't destroy. It top decks. So if you have to control a super agent to activate it, but if you control super agent, you can target a face-up card on the field and just top deck it. And again, it's searchable off of Quick Fix. Ogre's Crescendo is your last trap card, and for the last card in the main deck, Master Plan is like the second best card in the deck. A lot of people say it's the best. Yeah, it gets you your resort, it gets you a search, and it gets you missions. But really, I feel like Quick Fix is your best card, like the best card hands down in the entire deck. This just does things that Master Plan doesn't do. You know what I mean? It self-revives. It brings itself back. It searches cards that Master Plan can't search. It gets you your Big Red. It gets you your utility wires. It gets you Drone, which, of course, I don't know why you would search Drone with Master Plan, but just Quick Fix is so good. It discards a lot of your cards. It's the reason that you're even able to continue with your Master Plans and your mission cards, because it discards the missions for you. This card is it's so good. Like, there's a reason this card's at 1 and not Master Plan. So, yeah, clearly, I think Quick Fix is clearly the best card in the deck. Even though I'm not like this diehard Spyral fan. Again, I've played it enough times to know that, man, if you're resolving Quick Fix, you're winning. So, but obviously, if you resolve Master Plan, you win the game as well. Same with Double Helix. This is we're on our extra deck now. If Double Helix resolves, you win. Sometimes you kind of don't even need to resolve it because you'll either already gotten access to Master Plan, or you've gotten into like a way to get into like multiple mission cards to where you can just loop like, I don't know, Spyral Tough if you're going second. Scrap Wyver for your scrap combo. Curious, you want to send Master Plan to your graveyard. If you already had access to it, then you can just send Rescue. And if you have access to all of that, you got access to your Double Helix and all of that, you can just send an Orcus card to your graveyard. Period. Point blank there. Barricade Board Blocker, it's really good. It lets you discard. It's a dark monster, so mainly for the discard, because you can never not have enough discards. Nightmare, Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn. Cerberus is actually really good for the fact that it is an Earth monster. Spirals have a lot of Earth monsters. Earth Warrior, Earth Machines. Scrap Wyvern is a dragon. Scrap Recycler is a machine. And this is like the only Earth Fiend, so there's been times where I've literally just made Cerberus just to have the third type for Curious to be live, so Cerberus is actually good. So Yeah, Trigate for, you know, going second and going first and all that. Depending on if we can't access our Organs combo, we can still have a triple Coaling Trigate with Phoenix and all that stuff. You still have that generic negate. Appaloosa to basically stop your opponent's Nibiru if they're thinking about dropping it at a certain point. If they're trying to like wait for Sleeper, this makes it to where they have to drop Nibiru before Sleeper. And if they Nibiru you before you make this, you still have Sleeper in hand. You have mission cards in your graveyard. So you're good to go, and you probably have an Orcus card that you haven't used, so it's literally a no-win situation for the opponent that has Nibiru. So yeah, so it keeps Sleeper in your hand for when they have it, so that's fine. Zero Boros for your IPs. You can make it going second and clear back row. Galatea, Longy Boy, Dingy Boy, obviously. Puts back Galatea, like all these can interact with your banished drones and quick fix. That's another nice interaction I love about the cards. IP Masquerena, this card is like really strong, so I wish I had an Avermax. I wish I played Avermax. Again, this is the list that I've been playing with. This is before Magicians. This is the list I've been playing at the past locals. Keep this in mind. So this build will end up changing, not much, but whatever. Last one, Recital Starling, add DD Crow, boost Appaloosa, you know, all that nice spice. So, alright, side deck. I only have 5 cards for going first. We have our Sanctums, our Scythe, and our Lancia. Okay, if your opponent Lancias you, for starters, you're good to go because Quick Fix can be severely abused and no longer gets banished. So I've had people do that multiple times at the regional, and it was awesome. You know, if I was actually playing a Proxy Dragon in my extra deck, I could be extra linking my opponents thanks to the Lancia. But yeah. So basically, if your opponent's got like any kind of blowouts for you, like turn 0, like you need, I repeat, you need to be able to, if your opponent can end your turn, you need to be able to end their turn, so you don't just automatically lose the game, period, point blank. Now, you don't have to really worry about this getting ashed, because if you're getting hand trapped to death in your regular combo, they've probably already asked something else, whether it be your Recycler, your Scrap Wyvern, your Double Helix, your Quick Fix, whatever. So this will 100% of the time resolve. Like 100% is resolving. So 3 Imperm for going second. The rest are going second cards. Now, I was really heavily debating on these being Forbidden Chalices. I really wanted these to be Chalices because I didn't. Every time I sided the Imperm, it was never to drop turn 0. It was just to let my opponent finish their board, so I can neutralize their strongest card and all that. But the reason I really wanted to play Chalice over Imperm is because a lot of times you want to commit cards. A lot of times before your opponent responds with quick effects, you're committing cards to the board. So this is kind of it's kind of weak in that regard, because if your opponent's like really smart with Abyss Dweller, they typically will wait for you to commit a monster. And so I've entered those scenarios before to where I have to sit here and reveal a danger and hope they respond with Dweller on the danger reveal, so I can drop this. But the whole reason I decided to play this over Chalice is because, okay, I might be going against maybe some BS that really calls for me to actually drop this turn 0. That's the only reason I played. Just, I feel like I want the ability to drop a turn 0 if I really need it. So, 3 Kaijus. This was like godlike the entire time it's been in my side deck. Normally this should be Nibiru, as according to a lot of people, but the thing about it is everybody's playing around Nibiru, and the method behind this is if people are playing around Nibiru, then they're not making like the biggest board. And if their board is not that big because they're playing around Nibiru, they're playing around Super Polymerization, then this is actually going to do a lot of damage. And it really has. Like, every time I saw this card, I won the game. So, that's the method behind that. And the last two cards, double Twin Twisters and double Spyral Tufts for going second and breaking boards, especially back row decks. Like, if you know you're playing against a stun deck or a back row deck, whatever, any kind of control deck, and you know you're going second, this card is so strong. This card is your best friend. Okay, so that's it for the deck, guys. Now on to what I was talking about. Now the Magician's Soul's out, what am I going to do with this deck? These three cards right here would be just 3 Magician's Souls. That's it. Period, point blank. No Wear Off Dowels, no none of that. So, why would I not play Wear Off Dow? Because, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, so it's like, why play Magician's Souls when you're not playing Wear Off Dow? Well, here's the thing. I've hinted at it earlier. You know, we're still playing Scrap Recycler. This card is still incredibly strong. So, now a lot of you are still wondering, well, why not just let this be your Wear Off Dow and you can get your quick fix and some of your quick fix? Now, here's the thing. Watch this. Pay close attention now. So, alright, let's say this is Magician's Souls, right? And I send my master plan to the graveyard. You know, because that's what you're clearly trying to do. Alright? And let's say this is already engraved. I summon my Magician's Souls, whatever. Now let's say I activate Wear Off Dow. And I grab my quick fix. I normal summon my quick fix. And this quick fix gets met with any hand trap. Like, I don't know. It gets met with, you know, Ash, Veiler, Imperm, whatever. Well, you look at your hand and you only have one big red. I mean, some players play 3, but I play 1 because, again, it's kind of a brick. You kind of don't want to see multiples, but just, if you have no way to bring this out at this point, yeah, you can have maybe a Rescue Engrave and then discard it to draw cards, but that's already banking on the fact that you need a Rescue in hand, along with that Wear Off Dow to get your quick fix anyway. You see what I'm saying? So, what if your opponent either hand traps your Wear Off Dow or hand traps or waits for you to get quick fix to hand trap the quick fix? Like, your turn kind of just ends right there. Now, bring it back. Now, let's say that Wear Off Dow was a Scrap Recycler. Well, if I normal summon this Scrap Recycler and it gets hand trapped, hey, look. Scrap Wyvern, we have Scrap combo. So at this point, you know, we can bring back our Recycler, destroy it, okay? Summon a Scrap Golem. That's getting blown up. Then you can use the Scrap Golem, summon this, send the quick fix to the graveyard, make Curious, send your Rescue, and mill 3. So, I hope that answers your question as to why I won't be playing Wear Off Dow. Is because this is so much more resilient to hand traps than Wear Off Dow into quick fix. That is my answer. I will still be playing this because this engine right here is still incredibly strong. I'm still going to be playing the Orcus package in my deck. So that is the whole reason why I'm not going to play Wear Off Dow. Like, literally all I'm going to change is 3 Wear Off Dow, or is 3 Mothmans for Magician's Souls. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to change. Now my side deck is going to change a little bit because I think I do need to make space for Nibiru. Because even though I was just talking about the fact that everybody is playing around Nibiru and nobody's playing around Kaijus, there is one thing that you really have to worry about when it comes to this deck. And it will probably automatically lose you the game, and that's Abyss Dweller, man. Abyss Dweller is just, that card is getting stronger and stronger and stronger as time goes on. That card is getting very, very absurd, but Abyss Dweller will literally just immediately lose you the game. You can't do anything. You know, you can't quick fix, you can't master plan, you can't use your mission cards, no Orcus cards. Like, you can't do anything. You literally can't play, like, the deck cannot play under Abyss Dweller, so that's why I'm gonna have to make space for Nibiru, and for that very reason, because even though these are good, these are cool, Like, and I think I'll still play these because, again, people aren't playing around them. Just the issue is, like, you need something to neutralize Abyss Dweller. You want to have something, and you want to have all kinds of ways to make sure that card does not resolve. Period, point blank. That card must not resolve under any circumstances. If that card resolves, you lose. Period. Spirals need their graveyard, and Dweller says no graveyard. Like, again, you can play under Lancia very, very good, because Quick Fix is abusable at that point, but you can't play under Abyss Dweller. So yeah, Nibiru needs to be in your side deck. Honestly, any graveyard reliant deck needs to play Abyss Dweller, or play Nibiru because of Abyss Dweller. If your opponent's playing Salamangreat, it doesn't matter if there's a juicy spot for you to Nibiru. Just wait until they summon Abyss Dweller. The moment they summon Abyss Dweller, then you can reveal that Nibiru. Then you can Nibiru them. You know, at that point, okay, you're good to go. You've neutralized the Abyss Dweller. You did your job. Because most of the time, you can play under boards as long as you can use your graveyard. If you're restricted from your graveyard, you're not winning, period. So, yeah, guys, make space for Nibiru because, just Abyss Dweller, that's it. Purely Abyss Dweller. If it wasn't for Abyss Dweller, I wouldn't need to play Nibiru. That's it. And that's it for the profile, guys. Alright, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed that profile. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are down in the comments below. And, hey, I want to leave it in the hands of you guys. Let me know what kind of merch I want to, that I should do. Some guys suggested I should just do hats. Just like this. Flat top hat. I mean, I just made this, at Lids. But, hey, if you guys want some merch, you want to, I don't know, a shirt, a mat design, or a hat, let me know. And I'll see what I can do there. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.